Good evening, folks. Again, my name's Greg Shore, First Assistant District Attorney of Bucks County. To my left is Chelsea Jackman, Deputy District Attorney of Bucks County, and Chief Michael Clark of the Northampton Township Police. First of all, on behalf of Chief Clark and our office, we would like to thank the Philadelphia Police Department, the United States Marshals Fugitive Task Force, the Pennsylvania Attorney General's Office, the Bristol Township Police, the Ben Salem Police Department, and the FBI office in Fort Washington for their incredible cooperation and assistance over the last 48 hours in getting us to where we are right now. This morning we announced the identities of two young people, Christina and Tyler Roy, who were killed in their own home overnight, April 30th into May 1st on Kitty Knight Drive in Churchville. Now their suspected killer is dead. Daniel Mooney was pronounced dead this morning at Episcopal Hospital in Philadelphia as a result of a drug overdose. Based upon our evaluation of the evidence, our team is unequivocally convinced that he killed the victims and he acted alone. However, we continue to process the crime scene for forensic evidence and will continue to do that until the job is complete. Both victims have been stabbed multiple times, and both victims were shot. It's clear there was a struggle in the upstairs of the home. The specific cause of death is pending the autopsy results. The autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. We in law enforcement grieve with the Roy and the Salenza families. Clearly, vibrant lives have been lost as a result of this tragedy. This tragedy is unfathomable to all of us, and we pray for the victims and pray with the victims' families. Both the Salenza and Roy families who we have met with over the past hour would ask for the folks in the press to respect their grieving process. They do not wish to have contact with the press. As I'm sure you folks can understand, you know, they are in mourning of their children who have been lost over the past 24 hours. I'll take a few questions.
Greg, based on what we know now about the person of interest, what do you venture happened, what this was all about?
We can confidently say that there was no prior contact between the victims' families and the suspect. It's very difficult to say what this was all about. I mean, it's obvious that the suspect has struggled with drug addiction issues over the last time. You know, that being said, as we continue to process the scene and the autopsy is conducted tomorrow, that's the evidence that will begin to tell us the story.
Did Mooney get in somehow through an unlocked door, or because I know there's no forced entry?
We believe that he entered through an unlocked door.
Did he think it was his mistake for his house? Or?
It's difficult to speculate on an answer like that since, you know, he's not here for us to talk to.
Was the rifle used, the rifle found in the home used in the murders?
We believe so.
Was there any Where did the rifle come from, Greg?
We believe it was a rifle that was owned by Mr. Roy.
Was there any theft?
We're still looking into that, going through all the evidence in the house to ascertain if anything's missing. The primary theft was the theft of the vehicle that came from the house, which was Mr. Roy's vehicle, but we are still processing the crime scene to be able to judge whether any other items were taken from the home.
Any indication of how long this struggle had taken place on that upstairs floor?
He was in the house for a prolonged period of time.
How did you determine that the person who was deceased at Episcopal Hospital was Mooney?
Through the cooperation of the Philadelphia Police Department, we got a call after the press conference this afternoon. We were advised by the Philadelphia Police Department that a John Doe had entered into the hospital in the early morning hours and had died as a result of drug overdose. Working between our detectives and the Philadelphia Police Department, we were able to quickly identify that individual as being Mr. Mooney.
Had he spent any time at his family's home recently? I know it was that he didn't live there anymore.
We are not aware that he had been living at the house or had been spending any time there as of recent.
Greg, can you give us any idea, who were these victims? What did they do? What were their lives like?
You know, it's difficult to talk about the victims because you look at these lives that are lost, and you see a lot of hope when you look at both of their faces. I mean, both of their faces are faces that are young, vibrant people that have a whole life ahead of them. He was a construction estimator. She was a photographer. Both of them were in the process of remodeling their house, and it was clear we're building a life for themselves that they would have been very, very productive members of Bucks County society. And you know, our office and certainly all in law enforcement, we mourn with their families. This is a difficult end to a very difficult case. Anybody?
And the car was located right where again?
The car was located in Northeast Philadelphia.
That was what kind of vehicle?
Chief?
It was a Ford Edge, 2016 Ford Edge.
2016?
Ford Edge.
How far was it from where that car was found that the body turned up?
The body, he was found. There was a call to the Philadelphia Police Department. I believe sometime around 11 p.m. last night. I believe he was in the Kensington area of Philadelphia.
Greg, can you give us any information about the unrelated vehicle theft that you mentioned earlier?
The allegations in the other vehicle theft was that a theft occurred out of the Speedway gas station at Northampton Township during the nighttime hours of the 30th, Monday evening. There was surveillance video from the Speedway. After reviewing the surveillance video and reviewing some of the evidence in our crime scene, it was clear that there was a link between the individual that stole the car and our crime scene.
Was this like a crime spree on the part of Mr. Mooney?
That's difficult to say, you know, based upon whether or not he was under the influence of you know, any kind of drugs or alcohol at the time, you know, what exactly his intentions were.
Do you have any information on his whereabouts prior to the last few days when he came back and was involved with this?
We have a timeline, but it's not anything I can discuss right now.
Greg, has the suspect's family shed any light on why he would do something like this?
The suspect's family have been very cooperative with our office. You know, they are what we believe to be good people. You know, and they're people that are you know, victims of drug addiction, just, you know, the way we see many, many times in society today. That being said, you know, the true focus here needs to be on the Roy and the Salenza family, you know, who are suffering the greatest loss. But I'd be remiss to not mention, you know, the cooperation and prayers that have come from Mr. Mooney's parents to the victims' families as well. All right, thank you, folks.